Hi, boys and girls. Have you heard of Impressionism? Impressionism was a wonderful style of painting, and it was really introduced about 100 years ago or so uh, by several famous painters, one of them being Claude Monet and another being Edgar Degas. And today, what I would like to show you is, first of all, some of their amazing artwork. And then we will have a drawing lesson. We will draw a cat. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to try and paint our cat. This is a beautiful colorful cat. And we're going to try and paint this gorgeous cat with lots of strokes like the Impressionists did. Today, Impressionism is still alive and well, and many painters still adopt the Impressionist style that was popular in the late 1800s, mostly in France, in the area. But we will show you how to do the multiple strokes and things like that they use. So first we have in the background, we have some beautiful images of Monet's. The Water Lilies is one of his famous paintings. Another is a painting of the bridge, and yet another one is a painting of a ocean scene, boating scene. Monet used lots of little strokes, if you can see those strokes, lots of those. And Edgar Degas also lived in France, in Paris, and other places as well, but he loved to paint ballerinas, and he used beautiful greens and golds and just gorgeous colors, as you can see, the ballerina, and many strokes, lots of color, lots of strokes. And here is a picture of Degas, of gentlemen riding horses. This is some other subjects he liked to paint as well. So these people were fascinated with how light affected their subjects, trying to capture the light quickly, and adding lots of color and brush strokes. And this is a lot what Impressionism is about. The following are two pictures that were done by young students, some students who were also trying to paint with an impressionistic style. This is a picture of an owl that a young student did. And finally, we have a dog. See all the colors in the dog. So this is examples of impressionistic styles. Okay, so as soon as we're all ready with our supplies, we just need paper, we'll need a pencil, and we'll need some coloring tools like crayons, colored pencils, or markers perhaps. Once you have all your supplies together, then I'll see you in the next video set. Going to paint with impressionistic strokes. So first we'll draw the cat. I want to draw the cat in a couple of ways. The first way is kind of the easy way. Probably for the younger students, it's going to involve less detailed drawing. And then the second way is for older students. that'll involve a few more lines and more geometry of the face to teach you something about the proportions in a cat face. Okay, so let's get started first with the more simplistic way to draw a cat. And first you'll notice here that the cat's face is full of shapes and basic shapes that we know about. And let me get my camera positioned here. The cat's face is basically circular. It has a circular shape here. We see some triangles right there. We see some triangles in the ears. Shapes there. And overall, in this setting, in this picture, the shape of the body is kind of like one big triangle. Okay. The eyes are round, but the beginning of the eye and the end of the eye are slanted on the diagonal here. So these are shapes. This mouth and nose part kind of sticks out in kind of an oval shape. Okay, so lots of shapes there to look at. So let's start off the drawing first then with the basic cat face circle. The main circle. Okay. There's a main circle for our cat. It's the main shape of the cat's face. Okay, and then let's do the body. Now the body, there's a triangle from up here out to about here and across. Okay, so this is where the cat's shoulders are. And there's a paw down here in this area and a shoulder here, like that, and a leg. Okay. And your sketching doesn't have to be totally perfect because this is just exactly what it is. It's a sketch. So this is the easier method for the younger kids. The ears are triangle shapes that kind of go up about like that. They're good sized triangles. And there we go, like that. Okay, nice triangles. We have a little triangle right in here for the nose. Not a very big one, pretty small. And down below is the mouth. Right? Now the eyes are kind of on an angle, like about this angle here. So I'm just going to draw this guideline to help me draw the eyes. The eyes are pretty round. Good sized round eyes here. Good sized round eyes. And then the beginning and the end of the eye. So here's the end part of the eye. And this is the beginning part. Kind of blends into the nose. So this is the shape of the cat's eye. Okay, and same thing over here. So pretty round, they have pretty round eyes there. And the cat's eye goes up and round like that. Curves around like that. So that's our cat's eye right there. Okay, and of course he has a pupil that looks just like you know, just a line basically. Okay, so we have the basic shape. We have the basic features here. Those are the basic features of the cat, the nostrils. Okay, so now this shoulder could be maybe a little bit bigger. You can always adjust your drawings. Yeah. The lines on this kind of go up like this. Yeah, like that. Got a shoulder here. Got more lines here. Got some lines here. Tiger stripes. Yeah, okay, so that's our basic cat for now. The mouth and the nose is kind of this shape. It's that shape right there. So in this part, this area, you'll see lighter colors, and that's where the whiskers come out of too. Whiskers come out of here, like that. Okay, so we'll stop with that drawing there, and we'll do a more detailed drawing for the older kids. And so you can skip that part if you want to skip that part and go to the part where we paint the cat. You can do that in this video. Okay, we're back, and this time what we're going to do is we're going to draw the cat with a little more detail for placing the features on the cat, and I'll explain it. It's a cat's face. Again, we've got a nice round shape, so let's draw that round. Trying to sketch a round circle here. Kind of sketch it around like that. Okay. Now, the cat's face is a lot like a human face. The human face, and I'll show you using my face, the human face is split this horizontally, split in half basically by the eyes, right? Where your eyes are is kind of like halfway from the top of your head to your chin. So the eyes are halfway, right? Yeah. And a lot of times what people do is break up vertically. We break up the face into 3 sections. A section here of the nose between the eyes, and then the eye themselves. So there's 3 sections. So we have, those 3 sections. We have more, but we have at least those 3 sections in our face. So cats have the same thing. Oh, also, so going vertically down, halfway is the eyes, and maybe about a third from the eyes down to the chin, a third way down is the nose, and then another third is probably the mouth to the chin. So that's split up into 3. So there's a section here, a section here, and a section here of the face, from the eyes down to the chin. That's very similar on a cat. This angle of the cat's kind of looking down a little bit, so we're not going to see the full length of this cat, the full length of the face. But if we split the face in half here. This is where the eyes will go. The inner eye point. And then a third down from that will be the nose and then the mouth. So this cat is tilted a little bit. His head is tilted down a little. So it kind of looks like his nose is a little bit longer. But what I'll do is I'll start the nose here. Nose is usually in the middle. And goes out like that. It's a nice triangle shape. And then the mouth, goes like this. Okay. So we divide up the face again into 3 sections. With this cat, we have this section between the eyes. There's one section. There's a second section. And a third section. So it's very much like a human face. So we have this section here between the eyes. We'll start at this. This is going to be right where the bottom of the eye starts here. So we have a section here, and we have a section here. So these are the same length. Okay. All right. Now what we have, and this nose probably should come down because this nose is down a little bit lower. So I'm going to draw it down a little bit lower. Okay, now what we have here, we have some eyes that'll slant up at about this angle, and they're going to take up a lot of this space here. It's going to take up about that much space. Okay. They take up about that much space. Okay. And now again, these are circles that are like almost like this. Circle with the line going through it. Circle here with the line going through it. And then what you have is some really nice lines that curve like this, which is beautiful. Okay. Beautiful curving lines here. And the cat's eye kind of comes up like this. There we go. Cat's eye goes like that. Okay. And then the same thing over here. Keep it the same on the other side. We have nice curving line here. Beautiful curving line. And the cat's eye into the eye there. The beginning of the eye here. Okay, there we go. And of course the pupil on the eye is just a line again. Now for the ears are, the length of the ear from the top of the head to the end of the tip of the ear is about the same as from the eyes, the inside of the eye to the bottom, the chin. So about like this, right? So in this guy, we have this length. So ours is going to be something like this long. Let's measure again. Something like that. And we'll measure about the same distance over here. Okay, so we're just kind of marking where we think the ears might go. The interesting thing on this is that there's a line from the bottom of the nose to the tip of the ear that kind of goes like this. So it's going to set up another triangle on the face. So I'm seeing a wider angle on this cat. Some cats have ears that are more straight up and down. This one has wider ears, are separated more. So same thing on this side. There's a line from here to there, from here to there, which is pretty good. That's about right. So we get another line from here to there. Yep, okay. Now, so we kind of have an idea where the ears are and maybe how long they are. And where these points are determined like this. And this is quite different to animals. This is particular to cats in general. So what we do is we go straight up from the inner eye, and that might be where the ear starts, and then straight up from here, where it hits the circle is where it ends. So we have this line here, and the ear kind of has a curvature at the end. It's kind of big, not too big. So something like that, okay? Okay, now same thing here. We go up from the inner eye. Well, try to go straight up there. That'll mark the one side of the ear. And then we go straight up from this line where it hits the edge of the circle. And that's about where the ear will end. So we'll have this line going like that, curved tip, a little bit full up in here. Okay, there we go. So that's cat ears. Okay, so that's a pretty you have some relationships. You have a triangle relationship here. You see that triangle? You have a rectangular relationships here. We have these sections that are equal across the face. And this is true in humans too. And then we have the face from the eyes down divided into thirds. Okay, and that's kind of true in humans as well. For the body, again, you can just draw that as a triangle out. So from the head out, it's like that pretty much. Okay. And then this one has a more straight up shoulder, but it's basically the same shape. This one has a shoulder that comes, an arm that comes like that, and then this one comes more like that. Okay. Okay, so that's our cat. The mouth, the nose and the mouth also again are going to stick out. So we're only looking at this from the front view, but if you saw it from the side view, you would see that this part sticks out on the cat. So it's going to have more light. You're going to see more light up in here because it's going to catch the light more. Okay, so that's basically the more advanced way to draw. And in a moment, we'll get back to, we'll get our coloring tools, crayons or markers or pencils, and we'll start doing an impressionist painting of our cat. Hi again. Okay, here I am at the easel again, and I've just drawn this cat again. This time I drew it on pastel paper because I use pastels and charcoals mostly for color because it's pretty quick and it shows really well the impressionistic style. Degas, Edgar Degas used pastels quite a bit for his impressionistic work, so I thought maybe I should stick to the same plan here and show you what's happening. Okay, so for color wise, we have many colors in this cat. We have blacks and browns, well, even kind of dark olive green colors. We have gold colors, light gold, darker gold. We have pink. We have a beautiful pale green in the eyes. This is kind of a whitish, grayish, bluish color. Yeah, so with those are the basic colors that we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the blacks. I'm going to do this in charcoal because it'll show up really well. So I see the black markings here. These are beautiful markings. So they start right about in here. With Impressionism, what we typically do is a whole bunch of strokes. And you don't have to blend them together. They're just put in loosely. It's pretty much loose strokes that we do. These are the little eyebrows above the cat's eyes that are really pretty cute. So put those in too. Where else do I see black? I see black in here. Definitely around the nose. It's kind of a lighter black, a brown black, but we can use brown later. We see black stripes off to the side for the face. And always impressionistic strokes are really kind of loose strokes. And of course, we can go over them later. Like we can layer other colors on top of this. We have kind of a black mouth here. And we'll outline the nose like that. We can put a nostril in there. Not sure that's going to show up real well, but and then we have the fur, and I'm going to do the strokes in the direction of the fur because it's going to look a lot more natural that way, and it'll look more like fur when we're finished. So just putting those strokes in, and we have some strokes in this. So these are kind of like the tiger stripes on this cat. Not sure what kind of cat it is. It's kind of like a calico or something. This is the back shoulder. It's a little bit dark. We have some black in there. Then we have some stripes over here that I'm going to try and do in the direction and contour, curvature of the arm, because that'll make it look more like it's an arm. You'll give it more some shape like an arm. So then this same kind of curvature we have with the shoulder is in black, nice black stripes. Okay, the shoulder up here, it's a good sized shoulder. Okay, we have these stripes too. Okay, so that's besides the eyes, the outline of the eyes are already pretty well outlined in black. I'm going to stop with the black, the charcoal. What I want to put in now, I think, is some of possibly the light brown color. Let's see, I'm going to use kind of a yellowy, it's a yellowish brownish color, because it really kind of, I see that up here in this cat. So I'm going to use this in strokes, just like these strokes. Again, you don't have to make it look perfectly smooth or anything. Kind of the purpose of this is to recreate maybe how the light hits in the object. So the light on this cat is really, we see lights in the eyes, so there's a light source up here somewhere on this cat. When we have different tiny strokes, and we'll put in lighter strokes a little bit later, it's going to be like we have little specks of light coming through, and that's kind of one of the goals, I think, of the Impressionists, was to try and pick up those specks of light everywhere. And the problem is, when you're painting outdoors, those specks of light change very quickly. And so whatever you painted, just a little bit ago is no longer there. It doesn't look like that anymore. So Monet used to go through many canvases in a day. I think I heard somewhere like 20 or something in a day. It's like a lot of canvases in a day, because he was trying to capture the light so much, and it's difficult, So I see a little bit more brown under the chin here. See some around here where the whiskers are coming in. But yeah, I see some brown in here. And I'm going to probably go over this with gold as well. Definitely brown over here on the shoulder. Okay, some brown in here. See, this is a good exercise in just trying to pick out colors. Because a lot of what we do in art is trying to pick out the colors we see. Maybe we aren't seeing all the colors exactly that another person sees, but we see what we see, and we should paint what we see. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go now. I'm going to switch a little. I'm going to use a lighter gold because I see a lot of gold in here. I see some gold up in here. Okay, definitely see gold right around the eye. That's quite quite strong, even a lighter gold in here. But for now, I'm going to paint this. I see gold up in here. I see a little bit of lighter color up in here. Definitely see the light gold right in here. I see some like this around his eyebrows. This cat has very, very cool looking eyebrows and eyes. Very pretty cat. Some gold up in here. Definitely gold up in here. There's warmer colors up in here. See how pretty that is? Love those warmer colors. So this is starting to lighten up his face, the cat's face a little bit, which is, it's really fun to start putting in these lighter elements. The more colors you see, the better, the more interesting it makes it. And okay, so down here, this color is darker, but what I'm doing now is overlaying it on top of the brown. But now I see it's still too light. So what I'm going to do is probably use a slightly darker, more reddish color and go over it very lightly. Because this is a section that is more shadowed on the cat. And I see red colors, so I'm seeing some red light come through on this cat. And it's interesting, as when you first started looking at it, maybe you didn't see all those red colors. But once you start painting it, then you start seeing these red colors. And see how I'm mixing the red with the lighter color, and that's perfectly fine. That's one thing the Impressionists like to do, is mix those colors like that. That's an okay thing to do. And I'm going to color in the nose at this point. Okay, something like that. I do see some reddish color in here. So I'm going to add a little more red to this area. Some red in here, up around the eyes. Red in here. Just light strokes. It doesn't have to be strong strokes there. Okay. And down here, all I'm going to do down here is just put a few of these down here, kind of leave this part a little bit white, because it is whiter. This part over here is whiter. So I'm going to leave that. Okay. At this point, what I want to do was put in the lighter gold. So just a tad lighter. This is quite light around the eye. And this will actually bring more attention to the eye, because it's lighter than the rest right now. And it's really going to focus. People will tend to focus on this beautiful cat's eye. It's lighter and more interesting looking, right? So we're just going to do this. We'll do that. Okay. That's pretty. Yeah, we can see. We see some beautiful light coming in here. And this is what the Impressionists love. And even though I'm just doing this from a photo, it's not real light, you can still kind of see the specks of light in here. And this is what they were trying to get at. Of course, they were painting nature, so they were trying to get something that looked a little more real. So, okay, so I can actually I can blend in. It's not like you can't do any blending. You can, if you want to kind of give more depth to the object. Often people will blend a little bit on the outside, which is further away from your view, and kind of leave these really interesting strokes closer to your view. So actually I really want to lighten up these eyes a little bit more, because I see, all right, that might be too light. It changes things a little bit, but it's definitely pulls your attention into this. This is a yellowish white that I have right here. It's quite nice, and I think it's not going to be too light. I hope. If it is, I can go back over it again. But I'm noticing now where all these really neat light yellow hair is coming in. This is quite pretty. Yeah, it's very pretty. This is I'm gonna actually go back and lighten this up with this. Change that a little bit. Okay, I'm going to darken this in a little bit. I want to create kind of a shape around the mouth, a bit more like that. I want to create more of a fur look in here. So I'm going to just use my finger to kind of pull, like I'm pulling the hair. Yeah, it's really cool. You can do that with pastels. It's wonderful. Wonderful technique, really. Many people, Degas has done this, and many painters do this. They kind of pull the color. They pull the color. Even oil painters do that. They will pull the color down like that. Whether they use a brush or doesn't really matter. In this case, I'm using my fingers. Yeah. I'm just going to darken in the ears just a little, because this part is shadowy. So I'm going to kind of darken that in. I'm going to pull that edge color in there. So, and what I see here is I see some pink, right? I see pink in the ears. See, it's really, this is too warm, too strong, but I see pink here. It's this beautiful color. It's gorgeous. And of course, this pink is too strong. But it's warmer. It's warmer, so I like the fact that it's warmer. I have a lighter pink here. I'll kind of use some strokes in there. So we have some strokes in the ear. Okay, so there we have some. Okay, so the cat is starting to look pretty close to what is actual cat. There is a light blue in here, so you could either use a really light blue color. This is an interesting color to add. Light blue. It's because of the lighting in this photograph, and you won't always see this light blue, but in many cases you will. There's some light blue up in the ear, and there is some light blue picked up there. See light blue in here, some light blue up in here. Okay, where else do I see a little bit of light blue here? Some light blue coming through the whiter parts. There, it's a little too light. So he's got some whiter, or it looks like a blue, color here. This color in here is actually kind of a blue. This color on the side is a blue. Okay. Yeah, so and then this color in here, I'm going to shadow that with this blue color. And as always, what we do is we kind of mix colors together a little bit, just so that the colors will harmonize over the entire picture. Otherwise, if we have blue here, gold here, and they are not mixed together at all, it causes people discomfort to see it. So when you kind of repeat the colors in other sections, it creates more color harmony. But you need to paint it where you see it. You may not see it everywhere, so you just paint it where you see it. Actually, there is a more blue up in here, up on the top of the head. I see blue. I see some blue. Also, the shadowy part of the ear. So I'm going to do that like that to kind of give it more shadow. Shadow here. This side of the ear is shadowed. So we have, some blue for shadow. Blue is a good shadow color. And there again, we're going to repeat our color because it creates more color harmony in our picture. And since we have shadow down here, we know we have shadow under the chin. Yeah, this is usually a pretty shadowy part in here. Oops, I can give that guy more of a chin. This is usually more shadowy in here. Yeah. So you'll see more blue, shadow. Shadowy parts. So that's another secret of painting, is picking out your shadow color and integrating it with the rest of your painting. If you're going to use shadow color on some spots, you have to kind of integrate it in the rest of your painting. Otherwise, it's not, you'll miss out on that color harmony again. and that's upsetting to people. It's not as pleasing. It's not as pleasing to, to not have the color harmony. So, okay, so we have, that's a pretty good start on our Impressionist cat. I think we just have some light green left to do on the eye. And I'm going to leave, I have a little bit of gray shadow here. So I'm just going to leave that because I really like that. I think that looks cool. Just leave that gray shadow the way it is. And I'm going to put in a little more green here. So this green, it just looks so amazingly beautiful with this cat's eye. It's incredible. I'm just going to lighten this up with a little bit of this light blue. Yeah. Light blue like that, yeah. Yeah, that's very pretty because the light is catching down here on the bottom part of the eye as well as right here. Oops, okay, I'm gonna draw people in again. Yeah, draw it in again like that. And we just put it like a, just a teeny dot. For the light right there, maybe a little more shadow under the lid because our eyelids, this is true with humans too, our eyelids create shadow. If the light is overhead, our eyelids create a little bit of shadow over our eyes. So that's, and then, we have whiskers. We have whiskers, and of course they're white, so we could draw them, I guess, with the white. These are our horizontal lines, though, on the mouth. Okay, something like that. So I'm going to go over and reinforce some of the darks again, because I feel like it should be darker down there. And this is something you can do as well. You don't have to stop at one place. You can keep going over and over and over it if you want. Sometimes, paintings are never done. And we don't really know how to finish paintings, I guess. Also, I see kind of a dark spot in here, so I'm gonna kind of put that in. That's kind of like they have like an eardrum part too on their ear inside. Yeah, they have that too. Let's see, what else do we want to do? Okay, we could put the white whiskers on, and yeah, in this case, we can use like the light blue. Actually, I'm just going to use this white, this kind of yellow white. Ooh, those are thick whiskers. Okay, so I maybe don't want them that thick. Yeah, that's kind of too thick, but really need a pencil for this. A thin, a pencil with a good point on it for the whiskers, because that's kind of, those are thick whiskers. Yeah, they're a little too thick, but anyway, that's kind of how our cat goes. Now looking at it again, I would, just to make it a little bit more striking looking, Actually, these whiskers are just too much. Kind of get rid of that. Okay. All right, so that kind of thinned them out a little bit. And whiskers like that. Okay, so it's not too bad. It kind of gives you an impression. It gives you an impression of the cat. It's fairly close to being real, although it's not real, right? So because I have so many little strokes in here, you know that that's not exactly how the cats look. But this is what Impressionists were trying for. And they painted outside with natural light, most of them, although Degas painted inside, ballerinas inside. And that had special lighting as well, like lots of blues and shadowy lights. So that was really kind of neat. So, but they tried to catch the light with little specks and little strokes on their subjects. So that's basically it today. I hope you enjoyed painting with me, doing Impressionism, because it's really, once you start painting that way, you'll probably want to keep doing it. It's really fun. It's very loose and very fun. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.